transportation. It's really helped me out a lot in the past, but I think it's the actual waiting for the bus that I don't like. I mean, come on, have you guys ever noticed how many people stare at you while you're waiting at the bus stop? Maybe it's because I know what they're thinking when they're staring at me. See that girl over there? She's only 28 years old. She's already been married twice, and now she's living with her boyfriend. And I'm not being dramatic either. I mean, in a small town like this, everybody knows your business. I know I've made mistakes, but hasn't everybody? They didn't always used to look at me like that. I remember back when I was in high school, people would look at me, and I got the feeling that seeing me actually made them happy. I was at a typical all-American girl. I was on the soccer team, straight-A student, went to church on a regular basis with my family. Of course, that's not what I remember most from high school. What I remember most from high school was my gorgeous boyfriend. So cute. Oh, he was so cute. Okay, picture that Twilight kid, you know, my little vampire thing. He was good looking. We started dating the beginning of my sophomore year. We were both 15. I couldn't believe he asked me out. I was so excited. We hit it off right away. We had so much in common, and we just had so much fun together. We dated for all the way through my senior year and got pretty serious. As serious as you can be in high school, I guess. That's why I wasn't too shocked about a month before graduation that he asked me to marry him. Took me to this really fancy restaurant. A lot of people weren't very supportive. They kept saying that we were too young to get married. Okay, I know, we were only 18, right? We really, really loved each other. And I knew that that's what made it a good marriage work. We had a small wedding after graduation, and we're going to just stay in town until we went to the university together in August. We had a little bump on the road, but it wasn't going to stop us. About a month after we got married, we found out that we were going to have a baby. We were excited. We knew that we wanted a family. We just didn't exactly plan for it to happen in that order. But it was okay, you know. We decided the best thing would be for us to stay in town and get jobs, and, you know, we'll just go to college later, right? The pregnancy was actually a really fun time for us. We got to pick out a baby name and decorate the nursery and go to Lamaze classes. Our little daughter, Ava, she came in the spring. She was just the biggest joy of our lives. I can't even explain it. It was a little rough at first, though. I couldn't work anymore because we decided I was going to stay at home with the baby. So my husband, Dean was his name, he started picking up more shifts at the grocery store where he was working. That started helping because the medical bills were definitely piling up, and, you know, you have diapers then and formula, everything else that comes with having a newborn. I was pretty optimistic that everything was going to be fine. Sure, Dean wasn't at home very much anymore to help me with the baby, which also meant that I wasn't seeing him very much, but that's just how it goes when you have a baby, right? Well, it started to stress Dean out a little more than I was thinking was good. I guess I wasn't too surprised that Sunday afternoon when he didn't come home from work. Later that day, I found a letter from him in my jewelry box. Let's see, it said something like, this wasn't the life that he intended to have at 19 years old. That he felt it was better for Ava and I if he was out of the picture. I must have missed the part in that letter where he thought that being a single mom at 19 was my dream in my life at that time. But it didn't matter. I didn't have time to think about that. I had a little baby girl at home to raise all on my own now. My parents were a big help. They helped me get a job at a restaurant in town as a waitress, and they let me move in with them for a while to help us get back on our feet. It was okay. I was going to make it work, not for me, for my little girl. So the first thing I did after we were a little more financially stable is I needed to find Ava a father figure. So I know how important it is for kids to have father figures in their life, so that was my #1 goal. And I had my eye out. And the first person that caught my eye worked with me. He was a restaurant manager. He was a little older than me, but that was okay because I felt then he was a little more mature, and that's what I needed in my life. Since he was a manager, he was definitely more financially stable, and I knew that that would be a really good thing for Ava and I. We dated for about a year when things started getting really serious, and I really couldn't have been more thrilled when we got engaged. We got married pretty quick, and things were just growing great the first couple of years. Him and Ava really bonded, and I was just so happy that she finally had a positive male influence in her life. Of course, maybe I should have done the dating process a little slower. Maybe then I would have seen the small addiction that my second husband had. I guess it wasn't a small addiction, those are his words. I found out that he was struggling with pornography. I don't even really know if he would have told me about it unless I caught him. He assured me that everything would be okay, that it didn't have anything to do with me or our relationship, and that he was going to do whatever he could to make our relationship work. Started going to marriage counseling.